Oh yeah.
This video is sponsored by Mini Katana. Use code MVPerry for 15% off. What your favorite anime sword says about you. Ichigo's sword. There's two things you love more than anything. Yelling, Bankai! And the little sound of the chains dangling. Zenitsu's sword. You think if you had a sword, you'd be able to slice as fast as lightning. But you'd probably be more like Zenitsu when he's awake. Aizen's sword. You think Aizen is the best anime villain, hands down, and you'd low-key use his sword's illusion powers for devious things. Attack on Titan's sword. You want to try the Levi Beyblade spin attack, and honestly, you'd probably be able to do it, but your house is gonna be a wreck. Captain Yami's sword. You want Yami to hand you his sword the way he did to Asta. And whenever something mildly difficult happens in your life, you just remember Captain Yami, surpass your limit. Right here, right now. INOSUKE'S sword. You give off insane boar energy and want to rip stuff to shreds with his swords. You don't care if it's watermelon, boxes, or meat. You want to see it shred. Mitsuru's sword. It's all fun and games until it suddenly wraps around your leg, or maybe you just think Mitsuru's best girl. Muichiro's sword. You're about to cosplay as him, or you just think he's best girl. Sanemi's sword. You think out of all the swords in Demon Slayer, Sanemi's is the cleanest. And I'm gonna be honest here, I agree. I don't even like Sanemi that much, but this sword is fire. Sasuke's sword. You have a few people in mind that you'd use it on. One of them being the people who think the design on Sasuke's back is a Pokeball. Another being the people who put him in Fortnite. Yuta's sword. You're literally gonna start a class for sword training just because of him. Zoro's swords. You don't care about logic or about how heavy it would be. You want to use 3 sword style. Let's just hope you can talk with a sword in your mouth. Asuna's sword. You grew up on SAO and you think the blue is just plain beautiful. Kirito's swords. You grew up on SAO and ever since the beginning thought Elucidator was badass. It is kinda edgy, it is kinda emo, but it's badass. You also thought of his other sword as a diamond Minecraft sword. MELIODAS'S sword. People say the sword is broken. And you tell them, yes, it is, in the sense that it's OP! Mihawk's sword. If you could have any anime ability, it would be to be the world's greatest swordsman. Obanai's sword. You love snakes, and swords, and snake swords. Shinobu's sword. You think anyone who says a sword can't be art should see this. And no, not sword art online. You're talking about this little flower. That is art! Tengen's sword. Double daggers are your personality, cool and unique, and most of all, flamboyant! Trafalgar Law's sword. You won't disagree that Zoro's awesome, but Law is still your fave. Also, just look at how fuzzy this thing is. Look at that fuzz. Suyori's sword. You might love Kanao, you might not. What you do love for sure is a pink sword. Look at this. Look at this! SABER'S sword. You think everything else on the list so far is just whatever. Katanas, daggers, whatever. But this, you think this is a real sword. RUKIA'S sword. You probably hated the ending of Bleach, but with that aside, there's a 50% chance you get a white phone, white shoes, and white clothes. Rengoku's sword. You've got a fire inside you that won't go out. You also have tears rolling down your face that won't stop. And now, you forever hate donuts! Tanjiro's sword. Sometimes you dream about being a demon slayer, and then you wake up and realize breathing really fast doesn't make you powerful. It just makes people think you're hyperventilating. Gyu's sword. If you did a Gyu cosplay, you wouldn't just stop at getting its sword. You're gonna pour water on it and swing it around like you have water breathing skills. And the Gyu no friends thing, well, you already got that covered. Once again, this video is sponsored by Mini Katana. They've got lots of cool swords for sale, and I mean high quality swords. These things are awesome. Every sword shown in this video is available to purchase. You can check out their website with the link in the description, and be sure to use the code MVPerry for 15% off your purchase. I'm actually gonna order a couple more swords myself. Kano's sword being one. Can't go wrong with pink. And Sanemi, your sword is clean. Once again, thank you Mini Katana for sponsoring this video. As always, my name's MVPerry, and I'll see you in the next video.